Very good morning to one and all. Hope you all are safe and fine. Let's begin with standard ninth subject water security. In the last class, my dear student, I had explained you all about water cycle. Now in this particular chapter we will be learning chapter number 2, that is river system. Before moving towards for this chapter number 2, let's understand or let's revise what we have understood from the chapter number 1. My dear student, in the chapter number 1, I had already explained you why this water security subject has been introduced by government of Maharashtra. At the same time, we learn water cycle, what are the various process, why this water cycle is important, and in what way this water cycle process form. So we have learned evaporation, compression, liquefaction, condensation, precipitation, seepage, runoff. These are the steps of water cycle. At the same time, we also learn how the clouds are formed. The next, which we learn in the last class, that is precipitation and rain. At the same time, seepage and runoff. These are the various sections which we have understood from the chapter number 1. Now let's move to the chapter number 2, that is river system. In the chapter number 2, we will be understanding why the river system is important. My dear student, when it rains, the natural stream flow continuously downhill in the various forms like booklets and runnels. The different types of streams are collectively called river system. So in what way the rivers are formed? The different types of streams, like for example booklets and these runnels, nales and all, they when they come together and they form, they merge, that time the river system it forms. River is natural body of water that flow over a large area of a land. You all must have noticed that river is a natural form of a body which flow on a large area of a land. Now what we are understanding in this particular chapter, features of river. What are the various features of river? The shape and the slopes of river is found to different at its origin and at its mouth. So we can see and we must have observed that there are the different types of rivers are there. So its shapes and slopes are different from one amongst the other. There are noisy rivers, slow river, old rivers, revived rivers, living rivers, dead rivers, etc. are the types of river that we will be understanding in this particular chapter. The next is that how the river ecosystem and the uses of rivers are done or the form. My dear student, the existence of independent cycle of a life that depends on the river is called as a river ecosystem. We have seen that there are the many existence that survive in rivers. So they are the independent cycle and at the same time they are interdependent. The water in a river is used as a source of livelihood as well as for agriculture, power generation, transportation, tourism, etc. So these things, my dear student, we all must have observed that these are the things which we are observing from past so many years. At the same time, here in this video you are going to watch the detail of features of river and rivers ecosystem. Hope you all will watch this video till end, and whatever the question answers are there we will be discussing in the class. At the same time I will be giving you in the form of notes. Now let's watch the video.
cycle in our previous chapter. We have seen how it runs continuously without getting interrupted in nature. Okay, now in the water cycle, the river plays a very important part. Okay, so it plays a very important role in the water cycle. Now, children, from where do we get the water from? We get the water from various resources like from lakes, from rivers, from seas, from ponds, and many such resources, right? But now, the actual rain, the actual water which we get is through the rainfall. Now when it rains, all the water does not flow immediately to the ground, right? Now some of the water they fall on the mountains, some of them they will fall into the they will fall on some plain land. Okay, some of them will fall on lakes and sea. Now all the parts of water does not evaporate immediately. Okay, some part of the water might evaporate immediately, some part of the water is absorbed by plants. Okay, some parts of water sinks into the grounds, it seeps into the rocks, right? Now when more rain falls in the short period of time, okay, when there is more rainfall in a shorter period of time, it exceeds the limit of seepage. Okay, it can only accumulate water as much it has a capacity, it cannot accumulate the water beyond its capacity. So when the rain falls, when there is more rainfall in a shorter period of time, then it exceeds. That means this water is seen flowing from the ground for some time. You can see the water flowing on the ground for some time. Okay, what it is called? It is called as a runoff, or it is also called as a flow of water. So such flow of water or such stream of water, okay, then it flows continuously from the mountains. Okay, it flows continuously downhill. Now in some places it is obstructed. Okay, water can accumulate in low lying areas. Okay, it can also accumulate into the ground, it can also flow through the cracks. Okay, so this natural flow of water is seen in various forms like brooklets. Brooklets is also called as ode. In Marathi it is called as ode. Okay, then it is also called as runnels. Runnels means nali, nala, you call it nala, right? Okay, then it is also it can be also seen in the form of rivulets. Rivulets means small form of river. Then tributary, that is also called as upanadi, and rivers, etc. So these are the different forms of these are the different natural flow of water which can be seen. Okay, next, a river is a natural body of water that flows over a large area of land. What is a river? It is a natural body. Okay, it is natural body of water. Okay, but this body of water, it flows over the big area, it flows over a large area of land. So this types of streams is called as river system. Now let us see shape of the river. The river is such a wide stream that it does not form at once. It takes several months or several years to form a river. Now, the small amount of rainwater which flows through the ground is called as brooklet. Okay, or it is also called as OL. Okay, it is a small amount of water. Now many such brooklets, like many small brooklets, like many small amount of water which flows, no, that is called brooklet. So like that many brooklets they come together. Okay, from different parts they come together and flow through a low lying areas on the ground. So when they come together and flow from the low lying areas on the ground, they form a rivulets. Okay, which is also called as ode. Next, the river is the one that is formed due to combining of many such rivulets. Okay, so when a river is formed, when different rivulets, when small different rivulets they come together, then they combine and they form a river. So now next, Types of river. The natural flow of water depends on the topography of a place, climate change, human barriers for water use. Accordingly, the types of rivers are, there are three types of rivers. First is noisy river, second is slow river, third is old river, fourth is revived river, and fifth is living river. Now let us first study what is a noisy river. Now you can see the picture. Okay. Now usually immediately after origin, if the water flows rapidly from a steep mountain slope and the river basin in that area is narrow and deep, then such a river is called as a noisy river. Okay, if the water flows rapidly from the top of the mountain and the down river basin area which is there, it is deep and narrow, then it flows with a speed. Okay, it flows immediately rapidly with the speed. So when it flows from top to down, okay, then it creates a noise. So that is why it is called as noisy river. Now, these rivers are usually found in the area where there are highlands. Okay, the height is huge from mountain to the land. There, in such areas, we find this rivers. Next, slow river. Now, when the slope decreases, when the slope of the land decreases, and the base and the river basin widens, the river water starts flowing slowly. Okay, the height is less and the area is wide. Okay, so the river water flows slowly, hence it is called as a slow river. Now this river basin can be deep. Okay, the place is deep, so the water level in the river basin is also high. Now this usually these types of rivers are found in the plateau region. Okay, next, old rivers. Now old rivers are the rivers which are very low slope, okay, and have no weathering capacity. Okay, those are called as old rivers. They are usually found near the seashores. Next, revived rivers. Revived river are the river which dries up due to various reasons and start flowing again when the surface is lifted due to topographical movements. Then it is called as a revived river. And the last one is living river. Now, living river means the river water, the river gets the water in the forms of rains, streams, right? Now when this water flows, it flows into the river basin in the form of springs, but this is not always. Okay, now when the rain stops, what happens? Some rivers stop flowing and some continuously flow for 12 months. So a river that flows into a river basin in the form of springs in the absence of rain is called as a living river. Okay, it flows continuously. The river flows continuously in the form of springs. Also when there is no rainfall, then that river is called as a living river. Now, when a river water stops flowing, okay, when the river water stops flowing, when when it doesn't rain, then it is also called as dead river. Okay, landforms created by the river. Now, mining of all rivers create landforms like v-shaped valleys, furrows or trenches, waterfalls, potholes, etc. Now, due to the accumulation of river, flood plains, flood banks, triangular regions, winged plains, serpentine turns, horseshoe-shaped lakes are formed. The rapid flow of water in the highlands can also cause erosion of hard rocks. This creates sand having fine pieces of rocks. The river basin becomes deeper. In some places, a flow that falls from a height is formed. That is, a waterfall is also being formed. Sometimes the strength of the flow in the plateau changes the course of river and makes the path shorter. Now, even sometimes the river pulls the silt from the banks into the stream. Okay, sometimes the river releases the silt from its basin to the banks. So both the ways can happen. Now this silt accumulates in the middle of the stream somewhere and forms an island. Okay, so all these small particles that accumulate somewhere on some part of the land while flowing along with the water, and then it forms a island. Parts made of such silt are very fertile for agriculture. So these islands which are formed by the silts, okay, they are very good for agriculture. Such islands are also found in the Maharashtra, in the river basins of Godavari, Bhima and Krishna. So the triangular regions are the areas of fertile silt formed near the mouth of river. So there are triangular regions which are formed, okay, near the mouth of the river. Example, a triangular region is formed near the river Ganga, and also it is formed near river Brahmaputra. Now, in a river basin, if there is a sudden downpour or a cliff, okay, if there is a sudden downpour or a cliff, okay, the water picks up a speed in a circle or get a circular motion. You can see how it happens, okay. So this is called as a vortex. Now this water stored in certain rocky areas of the river basin for a long time is called as a river pond, or it is also called as a river pool. Okay. Now in rainy season, when a large amount of water enter the river basin, it extends to a certain distance that exceeds the width of the basin. Almost all rivers flows on the surface, but some might flows through caves below the surface. So that is why many caves are enlarged by rivers. Okay. Next, river ecosystem. Now we have learned about the ecosystem of plants. We know the ecosystem of animals. But now let us see the ecosystem of river. Now, the organism, plants and animals, they are all three forms which live in the river. Okay, they are all using water for their existence, right? So they are living organisms which live in the river, and it has become habitat for them. So the existence of an independent cycle of a life that depends on the river is called as an river ecosystem. So it consists of plants, animals and uh, parasites. Okay, now most of the living things in the river are fresh water, okay, but some can live in a brackish water also. Okay, some living organisms, you all know, some live in the sand water, like in the sea water, that is salty water, whereas some live in the fresh water, that is in the pond, right? Now uses of river. First is the basic use. Now we know what is the main important source for all living beings, right? So from where do we get the water? We get the water from rivers. So rivers are the main source of water for all living things. Now man uses water for drinking, for industry purposes, for transportation, for electricity generation, then even for running large machineries, even for various sports activities. There are different forms and different uses of water. The water is also used as a border between countries, right, and the state, ensuring the territorial boundaries. Okay, it makes a boundary, so it can be used as a boundary for different countries and states. Now the river water is also been used as a means of transportation. Okay, so it also you now even when you use the transportation, when you use the river for a transportation purpose, it is very cheap. Okay, today such transport is carried on the most important and largest rivers in the world. Okay, now rivers are also used for transportation of wood, that is the trees which have been cut down. So the wood of these trees have been also transported from one state to other with the help of rivers. In the and mostly in the forest areas, the transportation of wood takes place with the help of rivers, because it is easier and the cheapest way. Now rivers has also been used for food since eternal time. Since ancient times it is used. There is a cycle of life in rivers. It produces many kinds of fish. River water is also been used for agriculture and food production. Apart from fishing happens, but apart from that, agriculture and food production also takes place. Now, most of the rivers in India also have ghats for recreation and access to the rivers. You all have gone to the hill station, you all have seen how the ghats are. You all have seen during rainy season how the river flows. Okay, people go there for some enjoyment, for some recreational activities, right? So, it also helps for us for recreation and for fun purpose. River sand is used for construction. You all know for constructing how we use river sand. In Marathi, we call it as reti. Okay. The beautified river banks attract more tourists and give the local community the opportunity to surf cruises. Sometimes river flowing in the mountain areas form waterfalls. So there are waterfalls. We can, when we visit the hill station, we can see the beautiful waterfalls right in the mountainous region. Such places become the center of travel. Now, even sometimes a fast selling boat called kayaking is used in the rushing water. Now, if you go to Shimla or Kulu Manali side, okay, you can see there are various activities, sports activities which takes place. That is river rafting, kayaking, which takes place because these rivers are, they have fast flowing water, right, and also they are wide. So various activities can also takes place in the river. So we have seen how the river is important to us. Okay, thank you.